Hi everyone, today we're making fish curry. I'm using mussel cracker, actually freshly caught by a neighbor, and I'm going to prepare my stuff before we start. So we'll try and keep to 5 bowls, but I think there's going to be less. See you soon. So I'm back. This is my preparation. I've got 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri masala, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, 2 teaspoons of leaf masala, and I've put 2 teaspoons of mother-in-law masala here. No dhania jeera powder, 3 tins of chopped tomatoes with a teaspoon of paste. The fish, I've actually just sprinkled some lemon juice. I'm going to put that in the fridge for now. The brinjal, I just salted it a bit, cut into these lengths. My onions, 6 chilies sliced garlic, the vadago I spoke about before, some mustard seeds, and 2 onions in half moons, and the 6 eggs that I'm going to boil. So we're going to start with the onions, bowl 1, then add the masala, and then add the chopped tomatoes. And I'm going to put the eggs to boil, and I'll be back. So the oil's on high. As you can see, there's enough oil to cover the bottom of the pot. I think put a little extra. I'm not sure about mussel cracker being oily fish. The 6 eggs are boiling, and I just cracked one, which is very sad. That's fine. And now I'm going to add the onions. The onions, bowl 1, with 6 chilies just slit, is braising on high. And we're going to let that actually melt down and give us a little tinge of brown on the edges. It will take a little longer because there's so much onion in this. I wonder if this pot is big enough. It's a bit too late now. So I'm going to actually turn the heat down from 6 to about 4. Let me see what's happening with this egg. I think it's only 1. Okay. But too late to put another one in there now. So I'm going to give this 5 minutes, and I'll get back to you. We may have to leave it for another 5. So it's been about 5 minutes on 4. I wish you guys could smell this. The vadago I told you is a fermented onion. You saw my tin fish curry. And I just put about 4 cloves of garlic that's sliced like that. The chilies are just slit down the middle, so you're not messing the curry with a whole lot of seeds. As you can see, it probably needs another 5 minutes. It's melting down nicely. And the eggs, well, I made a mess of that. I'm sure you know, you want a hard-boiled egg. So I'm just going to let it do its thing. I'm using the same spoon because it's just water. And these eggs are going to go into this curry. Ooh, and that chili has split, and I think they're very hot. So sorry for the people that are going to eat those. And be spicy. We'll be back. I would think another 5 minutes. So I forgot the curry leaves. I just threw that in now. Just like a pinch, about 10. Looks like it's nearly ready. It's been about 3 minutes. But I'm not happy yet. Let me give it another 2 more minutes braising before I add the masala. Okay. It's been about 2 minutes. I want to put the masala in now. Looks looks a lot. I think this pot is going to be a bit too small. Just give it a good old mix there. What I normally do is just slide it through the heat to add the tomatoes. So I'm just going to add the 3 tins of tomatoes with the tomato paste, and let me give it a mix and we'll get back to this video. So I've added the tins of tomato and the puree. I've also put in about 2 teaspoons of salt, coarse salt. But what I also do is that the tin, rinse the tin out, tins, and add that water to it so it doesn't catch. For some reason when you make a tomato chutney it becomes very spluttery. So it's still on 4, and I'm going to leave it like that now until the oil comes up. Then it'll be time for the brinjals or aubergines. My eggs are done. I'm going to shell them now, and I'll show you how we're going to cut them for this curry. So it's been 5 minutes on number 4. I just want to give this curry a stir. We don't want it catching. I think I made a mistake with the size of this pot. You see the splutter there? I'm going to cover it and bring this heat down to 3. We'll get back to this in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're 5 minutes into this number 3 heat. And I must tell you guys, I made a big mistake. I love this pot so much, I misjudged. And the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is change pots during cooking. So I've taken out this bigger pot, cast iron. And if you ever make a mistake like this, you need to bring up the heat of this pot, which takes forever to heat, to the heat of this pot, so that your cooking can continue smoothly. So what I'm going to do is leave this for another 10 minutes until the brinjals are ready, but I'm going to heat up that pot so long. So when I do that messy transfer, thank goodness you don't have to see that, because it's going to be a hot pot and I won't be able to film at the same time. Wish me luck. So it's been 9 minutes and this pot is still heating up, but I think I can do the transfer now. As you can see, the oil has come up, so it's ready for the brinjals. So what I'm going to do is transfer, put this pot off here and transfer it now. And when I'm adding the brinjals, I'll start recording again. Okay, so cooking lesson 101. Look at the mess. Don't underestimate the size of your food. So the pot was very hot, and when I transferred the tomato chutney, it was spluttering a lot. So I just added a half a cup of water just to calm it down. I didn't realize the pot was that hot. So I'm giving it a stir, but I'm also going to add the brinjals now. If I can hold this phone properly. Okay, the brinjals I put in. Actually, I placed them. Here's my spoon. And wiped up the mess. So as you can see, I've placed them lengthwise, right? And now we're going to wait until these brinjals are cooked. Actually, the oil will come up again. I placed them skin down first. Close it. Let it gain its heat because you added a half a cup of water. Well, I did because I did this transfer. And let's check it. It's 2 now in about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's 10 minutes later. You can see we have a nice sizzle going on there. What I'm going to do is turn over the brinjals, so skin facing upwards. Make sure it's not catching. It's not catching. More than enough liquid here. And continue to cook it. Let's time it until the brinjals are cooked. I've cleaned up the mess, as you can see, even on myself. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to check this curry. You see the oil is up. Need a knife. I'm actually not a very prepared video person, am I? And I'm gonna just... So that brinjal looks cooked to me. Because remember, we're still putting the fish in. And you don't want to overcook the fish. Remember, I put lemon juice on the fish and let it rest. But look at the shiny look of this curry. So this is 15 minutes from our last chat. So I'm going to, it's still on number 3. Remember, your stove is different from mine. I would consider this medium heat. So you don't want the brinjal to be completely cooked because it's still going to cook some more with the fish going in. So I'm going to place the fish in. They fillets. Normally I like them to be sliced with the middle bone. But, Rowan, who caught this fish, filleted it, and I think it's going to be divine. I haven't tasted mussel cracker in a curry before. I'm used to having it on a braai. So let's see. So I'm going to place the fish in. And by the way, this is what I have done with the boiled eggs. Is the wonky one here, but it's fine. That goes in last. Let's just cover that up. So I'll do the fish and I'll show you what it looks like. So the fillets are in. I left them chunky because, yeah, it's good to have a whole piece of fish. It's well filleted. There's no bones. And I'm just going to submerge it. Okay, my puppy's talking to someone there. It's a beautiful day here, so they're probably walking dogs. That's it, all submerged. Still on number 3 on my stove. And I'm going to let that fish cook now. Don't interfere too much with it. You don't want to break the fish. The fillets are actually, let me show you, quite big, right? There you go. Busy pot, full pot. Nice looking pot. I'm going to cover it now and leave it. It's 10 to 3. I'm going to check it at 3 o'clock. So in the meanwhile, we're going to prepare our tamarind water. It's a glass, half full. I like saying half full, right? Rather than half empty. And tamarind paste. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons and I'm going to mix it in this water. I'll show you again. So I used 2 teaspoons of tamarind paste. Not like the bad old days where we had to remove the seeds. I'm going to mix this up properly, which we're going to actually put in at the end of this curry because it tends to, it's very soury, tends to actually stop the cooking process, in my opinion, of the fish. So it's 3 o'clock, 15 minutes. You can see the fish is quite firm. Looks good. I think I'm actually going to put this on high for a few minutes. It's not catching. That's what you don't break the fish. Let's check this brinjal. Still some resistance there. I'm going to put it on high for about 2 minutes. Just to get something going here. But it's cooking nicely. I think I'm being impatient. And then what we're going to do, I just want more bubbles here. Probably can taste. Let's check this fish. Perfect. You don't want the fish to be dry in a curry. I still feel the brinjal is a bit resistant. I'm going to let it cook for about 10 minutes more. I'm going to leave it on high until I see more bubbles and less spluttering, and then take it down to 3 again. Can you see that this curry would have outgrown that pot? Eh? Ridiculous. I would have been in, I just had an extra pot to wash. And I'm going to show you all where this fish was caught. And I'm finished with this curry. Actually caught right outside my house. So can you see already 30 seconds into number 6, starting to boil. And that's enough for me. So I'm going to turn it down to 3, cover it, and leave it for another 15 minutes actually. Okay, so it's 15 minutes later, and you can see the oil is up. That's a very important thing when I cook, that glossy look. If I have to spear this fish, Rowan, I know you went spear fishing, to me it's just right. The brinjals, okay, it's a bit tough for the skin part. Let's look at the other part. Okay, wait, that's not good for me. That seems done. That's it. Okay, this definitely needs more cooking, guys. I think maybe I must up it to 4, because this is a cast iron pot. It takes so long because of the thick skin. I mean, the skin. So at this point, I also want to taste the salt. So and I'm going to tell you why. I seem to have gotten it right, but I want to add a little bit more. Just going to sprinkle some. Okay. And now you're cooking with 3 tins of tomatoes. So tomatoes are actually acidic. At this point, I'm going to put in, I added a little salt. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar just to balance this curry out. Okay, with the tomatoes, just a little. Some people may not agree, which is fine. That's what I do. And I'm going to leave this curry for another 15 minutes because the brinjals, that's why initially we cooked the brinjals for so long, because the fish doesn't take long to cook. So we're going to leave it on number 3, my 3, which is like medium, for another 10 to 15 minutes. Because this curry is, after the brinjals are cooked, it's done. And we will then do the layout with the boiled eggs, put coriander, as you will see. But I want to show you where this fish was caught, this mussel cracker. I'm going to take you there now. So this fish was caught out there by Rowan, a spear fisherman. And here it is in my pot. How awesome is that? Okay, so I just opened this pot. It's 15 minutes later. It's looking good. Now, I'm not even going to check this brinjals and stuff like that. It should be cooked. If it's not, then the brinjals were substandard, in my opinion. But okay, just for the video, I'm gonna put my, that's the skin. Can't believe these brinjals are such hard to cook. I should have cooked it more. See, that's cooked. So obviously 2 different brinjals in a punnet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my tamarind. It's very important when you add this tamarind. It's going to really, in my experience, stop the fish from cooking because it's acidic, right? Now, according to, oh, look, now I need to use the teaspoon. Hang on. Okay, so all the tamarind water is in. Must be nice and dark. This exact recipe can be used for crab curry, but you're not going to put brinjals in crab curry. It must be dark. You want hot. A little bit of sour. Okay. So that's our fish curry. I'm going to let it cook some more. I would think another 15 minutes. You see, I'm moving this. It'll stop that fish from breaking. Sort of just, I don't know what it does. It just sort of keeps it firm. And it must be dark. Although it doesn't look dark on this video, now that I'm looking at it, it's dark. So you want a spicy, soury, I won't say soury, yeah, soury curry. That's going to make your nose run. That's what we got here. This fish curry is half an hour from being ready, in my opinion. So I'm going to leave it. I'm still leaving it on number 3. Closing it now. And next, then we'll do the finishing touches. Okay? Okay. So this has now been 14 minutes. It's a die-hard brinjal, this I must say. I suggest actually buying baby brinjals. But do you see that glossy look over the curry now? So it means it's ready. These brinjals will have to do. Now we're going to put in, now it's 15 minutes. Put our boiled eggs in. Okay, this is going to take a while. Just make it look good in your pot. Here's a wonky one. This curry is actually ready. I think if I went with baby brinjals, it would have been a whole totally different thing. Don't touch the fish, don't break the fish. Leave it like that. Let me taste it. Tasting. Wow. Okay, it's hot. Has a soury taste with the tamarind. Now I'm going to put coriander over it and dish up for my neighbors, whom I said, especially Rowan, who caught this fish, that he's going to have a taste. It actually tastes divine, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture with the coriander. It's still cooking. I'm actually going to put it off now. And I hope you enjoyed that fish curry recipe. You can make crab curry the same way, but obviously you won't put brinjal in it or boiled eggs. And yes, enjoy. Till the next time. Bye. Okay, so coriander is on. Stove is off. Looks amazing, right? I promise you it tastes amazing as well. Enjoy with the rice. And again, until the next time. I must think about what I'm going to cook. Bye. Have a wonderful 2023.